today's video we have 3 simple goals. The first is I'm going to take you around my beautiful neighborhood because it is 700 years old and full of a really interesting history. Then we're going to try and get this haircut sorted out. I'm in desperate need of a trim, and we're going to go try and find the most local, cheapest place we can get a haircut possible. And then I'm going to take you for a vegan Mexican dinner. I've been getting a lot of comments from you guys saying, oh, show us the vegetarian and the vegan food in Chiang Mai. And I'm not a vegetarian or a vegan, but I feel you, so we're going to eat vegan food tonight. First of all, let's get on my little motorbike, enjoy this beautiful Sunday afternoon sun, and explore my neighborhood, which is 700 years old, full of history, which I will explain as we drive around and enjoy a beautiful local afternoon in Chiang Mai, Thailand. Okay, here we are. This is the turning. It says Wiang Kum Kam. And that, my friends, is the name of this area. The original, the OG Chiang Mai. And it will be full of relics. Sorry, I was going to show you, but there was a car right on my arse. I don't want to block the road. But there was a nice little relic there. But don't worry, we're going to see loads of relics. Here we go, Grab driver. Very typical here. Delivering some Thai food. Oh, this is very typical too. People getting their dinner in plastic bags, different types of curries, vegetables. And in Thailand, they typically serve it in plastic bags and leave it outside in the sun. And I don't know why nobody gets food poisoning. So get ready to be impressed, and I'll get off the bike in a second and get you a closer look. So this is the first ancient relic of Wiang Kum Kam. And the story is that when they were sort of expanding the city of Chiang Mai in the last 50 years or so, they came to this area, and as they started digging up the land, they started finding all these crazy sunken ancient relics and ruins. And that's when they found all the artifacts, and that's when they found all the history. And they were like, oh my god, this is the old Chiang Mai, this is the Wiang Kum Kam. So I'm not going to drive around an ancient site on my bike. I am going to get off, and I'll just show you around quickly because it's beautiful. This is just one little area. There's so many more. So this behind me is like a fancy 5-star resort, and people stay here because, I mean, look, your views, these little like private wooden villas overlook one of the ancient relics. And you're saying to yourself, well, how ancient are you talking, Paddy? 12th century, so 700 years ago. This was a bustling town, this was a city, this was markets and people and elephants and horses and proper like ancient Thailand. But it only lasted a few years before they had to leave it, and they completely abandoned it. And I'll tell you why in a minute. And they abandoned all the ancient relics, and they just left. And they went to go make the new Chiang Mai, the one that we know, with the fort around, and the old city, and all the 7-Elevens and backpacker hostels. But this was the site of the original OG capital city of the north. So you can imagine, like, obviously all the roofs have gone, all of the walls have gone, and this was all covered in silt. And this is just down the road from my house. And there's loads of these. There's 17 or 18. I can't remember the exact number. And this is not the best one. I'll save the best one till last. But I'll show you a couple more. But look at this. Soy dogs. I hope they don't bite me later. And beautiful, right? If you're thinking, Paddy, did you really bring us out here on a Sunday to look at a bunch of bricks? Well, firstly, chill out, because there's a good story to it, okay? It is just a bunch of bricks, but there's an interesting story to it. So there was this bloke called King Mengrai, or Mengrai, and he was the OG king in the 12th century, 700 years ago. Look, here's just another relic. next to a home, a bright pink house, and a 700-year-old relic. And it's really interesting when you drive around here because they're just littered everywhere, randomly. And then they have gorgeous temples as well, which we'll go have a look at in a minute. Anyway, King Mengrai, right? So he's the leader, he's in charge of the north of Thailand and an area that is now considered Laos. And he's like, right, we're gonna go make a big city, we need to find a good spot. So they came to Chiang Mai area, and they came here, specifically here, at this part of Thailand next to the Ping River. Now you'd think, okay, cool, good idea to have a big city next to the main river, because you can use the river to transport goods, foods, all kinds of things, to Bangkok, Ayutthaya, everything in the south. Obviously they didn't have roads back then, and highways and AirAsia. So the river was the main source of trade. So fantastic idea, Mr. King Mengrai. Only problem is, at that time, 700 years ago, this entire area would flood, and just flood big time. And they quickly realized that they just could not survive here. Because in the rainy season, the River Ping would burst its banks, this whole place would get flooded, everyone would get pissed. They'd be like, yo, we can't stay here, this is a nightmare. And so King Mengrai was like, yeah, okay, fine, you're right. And you know, whatever this is, this place is called Wat Ku Mai Song. There's a sign over there. And you can kind of see here, you know, this slant. All of this would have been the height of the sediment when they found this place. And they dug it up, they excavated it, and they found these beautiful, you know, remains of this ancient city. And the story is that King Mengrai was smart enough, he wasn't stubborn and was like, no, we're gonna stay here for 20 years. He was just like, yeah, okay, fine. I think they lasted, like, literally they lasted 2 or 3 monsoons, and they packed up and they moved 5 or 6 kilometers away towards the base of Doyle, which is that giant mountain in the background there, which you can barely see because it's a GoPro and also smoky season. But that's where Chiang Mai Old City is. The old city that we all know and love. They and King Mengrai moved over there, away from the flooding river, away from the monsoons. And then they started the city again, and they called it Chiang Mai, and Mai means new. If you're wondering, by the way, oh, Paddy, like, doesn't it flood in 2021? Like, doesn't this whole area still flood nowadays? The answer is no, because they have huge engineering projects that have directed the Ping River in new and different ways. They have dams, and they have huge engineering projects that kind of manage the system now. We'll park up and I'll show you the inside here, because this is special, this place. Wow, beautiful. You do see a lot of strange things, you know, like half human, half horse, half human, half bird / monkey lion thing. And to be honest, I don't know much about any of that. But I do know the story of the reason why they always have a guy on a horse. And that is because that's King Mengrai's son, who famously defeated another rival leader from another part of Thailand at the time, who tried to invade Wiang Kum Kam and Chiang Mai. And he actually defended the city. Well, the story is he defended the city whilst being on top of his elephant, you know, like being all kingly and knightly with his swords and bow and arrows. Like proper, like, old school elephant riding war story kind of thing. So they have a lot of statues of him defending the city successfully, and there's beautiful banyan trees. And there's a replica here of an elephant tusk. I think this is an elephant tusk replica. Let me check. What is this? This might just be a stick. I think it's just a stick. So for sure what they would do is the monks would have holy water, blessing water here. And then they would use this pulley system, and they would pull it up all the way to the top of that golden pagoda thing. and pour the water on the top in some sort of ceremony. Maybe at Loy Krathong, which is a famous festival here. I'm sorry, I don't know everything, but I think that's one of the things I love about living in Thailand, is not knowing all the stuff, but just being able to like leave your house 5 minutes later, being at these beautiful places with these incredible, interesting things and ancient things. And I learn little bits of these informations, and that's enough for me. Can you hear the ice cream van? That's the classic Thailand ice cream van sound. Typical on a Sunday afternoon, right? No matter where you live, as the ice cream man comes out. Look at this! Oh, here's the ice cream guy. Should we get an ice cream? Set a cap. Oh ho! Coconut cup.
Cup.
Cup. Sip how about?
20
20. Okay, ooh, 25. Coconut lollipop. Not quite an ice cream, but it's delicious. Again, just lovely. Just a lovely place to come and walk around. And I thought I'd bring you because, like, a couple of weekends ago, I was driving around here just getting lost, and I was like, oh, this would be a fun video. You guys would like this place. I haven't even shown you the best part yet. We'll go there now. Delicious. Yeah, absolutely gorgeous place. And the ice cream was incredible. It had like real chunks of coconut flesh. So as you sucked it and as you bit into it and licked it, you could keep finding these chunks of coconut flesh. Absolutely fantastic. A bit expensive. To be fair, Thailand prices, 25 baht for a lollipop. They're about 10 baht in the shop. Maybe that was a foreign price. I'll let him off. So let's do a right, and I'll take you to the Pierre de Resistance, the highlight of the entire place. Keep an eye out for somewhere to get a haircut, please, because I don't want to go to a salon or my usual spot in the trendy area, because it's 400 baht for a haircut. And they always butcher me. So I'm just thinking to myself, well, I might as well just get a Thai guy to butcher me for 100 baht. I've spotted it. This is Wiang Kum Kam. Now the temple or the pagoda or whatever this thing is named Wiang Kum Kam after the entire ancient city. And we'll go in. And it is absolutely beautiful. It's mental. Let me show you. How about that, ladies and gentlemen? Isn't that incredible? Beautiful. And there's Buddhas in there. Don't worry, I'll get my good camera out and I'll show you some details. Let's just park up. One, two, three, four, 5 levels with Buddhas at each level. 3 Buddhas on each side. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 30. So there'll be 60 Buddha statues on this. And look at that, look at the way the light is hitting that one side and the other sides are in the shadow. Isn't that just gorgeous, guys? And then you've got obviously, see what I mean? This is a temple, and then this is kind of like, it's not really a pagoda, it's not really a temple. Can you see what I mean? It's like a mix between the two. And what I really love is these gongs. These are so cool. So you'll see Thai people come here, and you might think, like me coming from the West, you know, don't hit the gong because it's probably really loud and this is supposed to be a quiet, peaceful place. But when Thai people come here, they do hit the gongs. Again, I'm not quite sure why. Not sure the significance of it, but it's really deep. Ready? Hear that deepness. Oh, I love it. Should we try another one? Let's try this one. Super cool. Let's try the little one. Oh. And then you can ring the bells, but again, I don't really want to mess around too much. Well, what is kind of cool is this thing. They have like a well, and it's super far down. You can see my own reflection, and that is extremely spooky. You've seen the horror movies where you look at your reflection and then all of a sudden the monster's reflection comes behind you. That was going through my head. Welcome to Wiang Kum Kam, the 700-year-old neighborhood that I live in. And hey guys. And yeah, now we need to go find a haircut. And then we'll go for Mexican, vegan Mexican. I just saw a sign that said barber shop. I just did a U-turn. See this place? Let's find out how much this place is. It can't be expensive, can it? Basically, by the look of it, in a hole in the wall. Sawadee krab. Haircut, mate. How much is a haircut? Chai. How much?
60 baht.
60 baht. 80 baht for a haircut, boys and girls. Are you playing FIFA, mate? Oh. Wow. Very cool. Now, I don't know about you, but every time I get my haircut, I always say the same thing. Can I, Mengrai, a little bit, and here, like, mate, I'm trying to find a picture. Let me share my picture of my face.
High, medium.
You remember this one? That make me handsome again. Can I have like that? Hello, mate.
อันนี้ก็ไม่เอาขาวเนาะเอาซอยๆแบบนี้นะครับ
Oh. I definitely won't look like this. It will be way too short, I guarantee it. But for 80 baht, you can't complain. Okay. I wonder where they are. Oh, that's a new. What's that? And this is a really cool shop, man. Swipe.
พูดภาษาไทยได้ไหมครับ
ไม่ครับ
ได้นิดหน่อย
นิดหน่อย Max. Sorry.
ขอเซลฟี่แป๊บนึงนะครับ
Try, let's take a picture together.
1 2 ครับ
Lord Mac. They always like brush it for you, and I'm like, I just want to scrush it out, like this, like this, look this. Look at that. I like it like that. Yeah. That's how I like it. Come, don't worry about it. I don't like it.
ขอบคุณครับผม
Thank you, so handsome. Oh my gosh, I look so good. Okay, let's get Mexican. Can you believe the size of this Mexican plate? And this is all vegan. OMG. So, let me explain what's going on here. You have chopped tomato salsa, hot spicy sauce, another type of hot green spicy sauce, and then sriracha spicy sauce. And then you get served 3 soft shell tacos. And I've gone for the vegan here, which is avocado, cabbage, chopped onions, coriander, caramelized red onions, and tempura cauliflower. And then you also get a side of yellow rice, beans, loads and loads of jalapenos, pickled onions, and an amazing slices of pineapple with paprika on top. And it is just a grotesque amount of deliciousness. Look at the size of this plate. It's bigger than my face. Twice the size of my face. So, first thing I'm gonna do is start on a taco. Now they used to give you 4, but I'm glad they only give you 3. I mean, this is incredible. So, let's put a little bit of this spicy stuff on it. A little bit of this spicy stuff on it. A little bit of this spicy stuff on it. And put a few jalapenos in there as well for good measure. And just get ready for all of this to just spill everywhere. Ooh la la, look at that delicious. Crispy, fresh, vegan deliciousness. Wash it down with a Corona. And cauliflower is so crispy. These are so good. The pickled red onions. The Central American style beans. The sliced pineapple with paprika. Oh my god. Also slices of melon as well. Yeah, pineapple and melon. Sometimes it's good not to talk. And just enjoy the feeling of your mouth being full of 4 different types of Mexican hot sauce, Mexican salsa, and the music playing in the background, and with the Corona. It's just like being back in Tijuana. Right then, an incredibly successful Sunday afternoon. We learnt a lot, we got our haircut, and we ate a lot. Thanks for watching, see you in the next video, and have a great week. Goodbye from Chiang Mai. Okay, buddy. Let's go home.